Being a director is not easy. I know, this isn't groundbreaking news, as anyone with a brain and has ever watched a movie before can tell that it's true. But like, truly think about it for a second. Imagine you being the ultimate visionary of a film, having the entire process begin and end with you. People look for your guidance on every intricate detail, and you must efficiently put to use these sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in resources to even millions, all while frankly not wasting anyone's time. Now imagine all of this while also being tasked to invoke a particular emotion out of an audience through an intricate psychological understanding of how a human being works. Yeah, being a horror director is not easy. So when you have the John Carpenters, Sam Raimis, James Wan, people who have taken the genre and have helped catapult its potential to greater heights, it makes you ever so slightly wish you can just peek into the mind of such dastardly innovative people. And then you have this guy. Jordan Peele was a guy known more for his comedic appeal than anything else for a majority of his career, from doing stand-up to co-hosting his own sketch comedy show in the process.
Do you have any idea how long it took for me to infiltrate this group? 25 minutes.
So when news broke out that he would be taking his talents to directing horrors and thrillers, with Get Out coming out in 2017, many people were questioning his act. To keep it simple, how can a guy who focused his career on mastering making others laugh take on an entirely different emotion altogether? Yet this all seemed to flip over in a snap. It didn't take long for the success of Get Out to be recognized nationally, and for it to be given its well-deserved praise from almost everyone. I mean, hey, it's a really good movie, but who would have known that one person's decision to push himself as an artist would lead to such a cultural shift within cinematic entertainment? Jordan Peele is an anomaly in modern film, and I don't think people truly understand how much of an outlier he is. He's a part of a select group of major directors in modern times who people specifically see a movie of his not just because of his more out-of-the-box concepts of his films, but specifically to see how he handles these out-of-the-box concepts in his films. The primary focus being that Peele doesn't gain popularity from his films draw attraction because his name is attached to things. His presence is massively felt behind the camera, and he has reached a level of directorial recognition in only 5 to 6 years that some may never face in their lifetime. But you may be asking yourself, Peele isn't the first to be doing what he has done. He hasn't even made the best thriller or horror in the past couple of decades, let alone not even being the best director as of now. So why is he such a talked about name out of everyone else in the directorial field? Well, it's simple. He forces his audience to question. Ever since the release of his directorial debut in Get Out, we are seeing a quick rise in a great artist that dabbles heavily in social issues in not so simplistic manners, an effect that will produce many supporters and many harsh critics when it comes to his work, meaning that love him or hate him, you are coming into his projects to fulfill your own personal curiosity of simply, will this be better or worse than his previous film? He isn't some one-off great talent that directs a couple of Marvel movies, but you don't know he's directing since he's being overshadowed by the brand they work for. No, it's Jordan Peele, and everyone knows his involvement going into his films. He essentially uses his audience's strong feelings for his work, negative or positive, as a means to get butts into seats. For Get Out, you have to ask yourself the question of if this comedian can make it in the horror industry. For us, you have to ask yourself the question, was Get Out a fluke, or can this guy genuinely make a great movie? And for Nope, you gotta ask yourself the question, can he keep this streak alive? Or has he run out of his creative juices already? Going into each film looking to satisfy our curiosity for the sake of saying, hey, I was right. Peele made a great piece of art and was highly known to make that piece of art. So people will inherently continue watching his art along his journey. And while it has done wonders in resulting in a plethora of awe fans, it has also had the unintended result of making him highly susceptible to being held to hypocritical standards. Jordan Peele horror movies have this weird phenomenon in which general audience scores are semi to drastically lower than critic scores, which isn't the most common thing to consistently do, showing that the general audience are becoming more critical than actual critic reviews. And while genuine complaints can be made about his films, such as any large-scale industry, a large section are attributing a mass amount of personal bias into their complaints, such as overly comparing his releases to Get Out instead of accepting the other films as their own thing and judging it accordingly, or even using Peele's tendencies as a filmmaker as criticism, even if it has nothing to do with the quality of the movie itself. Like I said, he is not the best in the business as of now, but he has sort of unintentionally broken the viewers of his films. Jordan Peele is an amazing director with so much to offer this genre. His character building is insane. He packs so many subtle hints and innuendos that you could rewatch a release 4 to 5 times before stripping another layer of meaning behind something. His ability to subvert expectations is expertly done, and I would assume has translated from his extended period of time in comedy, and his creativity leaking into social awareness is a sight to behold. So there's no wonder why he's made such an impact in such a bit of time, and why he's been such a hit to non-thriller and non-horror fans in general, effectively making himself a man that broke the film industry. If you guys made it this far, I would ask if you guys please like and subscribe to the channel. It only takes 2 seconds, but it would mean the world to me. Peace.